Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to commend Dr. Winstrup and the chairman and ranking member for their work on this bill. Today I'm offering this amendment that will help get to the root of one of the big problems within the VA that leads to high turnover by providers and compromises care for our veteran heroes. Specifically, my amendment strengthens anonymity protections for VA employees who fill out exit surveys and requires that this exit survey data be more localized so that the agency can better solve region-specific problems. High staff turnover is an ongoing problem in our VA, and it negatively affects our veterans. High turnover leads to staff shortages and results in veterans having to wait longer to see their doctor or their specialist. And it also means that there are issues with continuity for care for veterans. Over the last few years, I've asked the VA why healthcare providers are leaving. The VA took some educated guesses as to why, but could not provide hard data or facts. 2 years ago, I inserted a directive into the Milcon VA appropriations bill requiring the VA to begin offering exit surveys to collect data on why healthcare providers are leaving. I also required that the VA develop a detailed plan to address the primary reasons these providers were leaving. And while that report has provided some insights, we've found that it is failing to take a few important steps that would make sure we are receiving honest feedback these exiting providers. For instance, the Portland VA employees who fill out the survey have to fill it out at a kiosk in the HR office where the HR staff can see them doing it. And while the survey itself is anonymous, departing employees have to log into the kiosk with their employee identification number. The fear of being identified is a big deterrent for providers to fill out this voluntary but critical survey. If only VA providers are telling the honest truth about what they saw, heard, and experienced in their workplace, then can the VA fix the problems that plague its facilities. Therefore, we have to make this exit survey as easy and confidential to fill out as possible, and that's what my amendment requires. It requires these surveys to be conducted at a location that allows for privacy, not directly visible by another VA employee, and does not require the departing employee to put in any personal identifiable information. It also requires the exit survey data to be compiled at the regional level to identify and acknowledge local needs. What needs to be changed in Southwest Washington may not be the same as what's happening in Texas or Virginia or Florida, and this amendment will help the VA identify the right region-specific solutions. So with that, I urge members to support my amendment so we can better serve and support our veterans by retaining their health care providers. And with that, I yield the balance of my time to the gentleman from Minnesota.
Gentleman from Minnesota.